Dear friends, the wait is over and the exciting news is here. There is an official launch date for the Video Resource Library, which has been given the day of May the 4th, 2024, and May the 4th be with you on this particular day. At that time, those who have registered as interested to be beta practitioners, which is effectively individuals who will be happy to contribute to the platform in terms of feedback and also understanding as the platform continues to go through its tweaks and changes in these foundational early stages, they will be receiving a limited promo code on both the monthly and the yearly subscription, which will be valid from the 4th of May on launch until the 4th of July. So very memorable dates. What we'll do now is take a quick look through the platform just to see what it's looking like. So of course, as I've been using this platform, I can continue watching particular resources that I've been referring to. But as before, we have the structure laid out in more extensive categories, and within those categories which outline specific areas of practice, we have smaller collections. So this category here is actually dedicated towards helping you program and giving some in-focus looks into how you can go about that. For example, looking at pre and rehabilitation tools, if we go into here, what we can see is that there is information about this particular category, that's the macro category, and you can only learn more about it and understand it a bit more if you're subscribed and you follow the Google Drive link, in which it will appear in Google Drive the full information about that category. Now, one thing is very important is that you have to allow up to 24 working hours to have access to that, because it's something separate and it's been created to safeguard the information for those who are paying to use the platform. Likewise, if you were to go into one of the more micro collections, such as looking at fingers, wrists, forearms, and elbows, there is again further information about what this specific collection refers to and how it develops and how it might be useful to you, etc., etc. Not only this at the level of every single collection, and as you can see here, of course, there are a number of collections in this particular category. This is just one of them. When we go now to the specific resources, let's say we want to look at loaded carrying contexts. Again, to get access to the specific programming recommendations for this resource, again, they are behind this wall for subscribers only, and subscribers can click on that and again have all of the information about, for example, the how and the variables, etc., etc., for programming their practice. So this is the one thing that I would like to emphasize for those using this platform. What is it? It's an educational platform. It's a movement education platform. The difference is that when you're engaging with it, it's not, for example, like the YouTube channel, we just pop on there, we just have a look at something, get some ideas, maybe we read the description and then we come away from it, perhaps use it or perhaps not. No, this platform has been designed to give you as much information and ultimately long-lasting education as you are willing to take from it. This is why, with regards to pricing, it's always very, very difficult to price something which is designed to be educational, because if it fulfills its purpose, the value is ultimately for the lifetime of the practice. So the monthly and the yearly subscription is more geared towards encouraging people to take a yearly subscription so they can continually come back to and learn more from the platform, and over time have a greater understanding of the depth and value in which it can contribute to their long-term practice. So as an example, there are many different categories and collections here which we can study, but of course it's simply not possible to study them all at once, and we'll never have a true understanding of them until it's an embodied one, and the embodied understanding only comes through the long-term practice of them, and that just takes the time. So those who are hoping to engage with this platform, I really encourage you to do so as an educational resource, as an educational support, which is almost like a tuition you might pay, whether that's for being with someone in an online support program, or whether that is, for example, attending an educational institution. I hope that this serves in the same way, but as self-directed practice. With regards to that, of course, you can use these to program your own practice, but likewise, if you are in some capacity a movement coach, or you are training with someone else, or you have a small community around you, you can, of course, use these resources for that benefit as well. Whilst it is geared towards self-directed programming for the individual, this particular area of movement practice for mainly focusing here on capacity development, skill development, and skill acquisition. And this is something that can be transmitted also through classes and one-to-one and things like this too. What you'll notice as well as we scroll further down, there are certain categories here which have yet to be filled. So for example, there's more to come in movement tasks and projects, and the same going for things like emptying and tension modulation and force generation and transmission. There is still more, of course, with regards to perspectives as well that will further be uploaded. This just indicates how the platform is going to expand at the next step. But for now, most people will have their work cut out and enough to work from with what's been given on the platform already. One thing that's very, very important to keep in mind is that this is also an interactive platform through the means of forums. So we have outlined some forums here, and some boards have already been created. This will hopefully grow organically as more people join and interact on the platform, and I will be giving my input and my 2 cents as well when it's appropriate or when it's openly requested. And so, for example, whether that's something practical, such as something's not in the right place or working, or something seems like it's missing from a resource like a link or programming recommendations, this can be fed back here. And likewise, if there's any specific questions with regards to an area of practice or a collection or a category of practice, that can be placed in the appropriate board here in a specific thread that we can follow up on and everyone can learn from in return. Lastly, with regards to ease of navigation, for some it might seem a bit overwhelming to start with all of this information. So it's also possible to use quite simple keyword search. So let's say, for example, I'm looking for high bridge rotation. This is something I would like to develop. Even though my spelling is wrong, it still brings up the specific resources and even the collections in which it's most featured. So for example, the groundwork collection here of floor communication. Likewise, if I were to be interested in anything related to, say, a sissy squat, if I just typed in sissy or sissy squat, then it's going to bring up resources and also collections which are connected with those particular videos. So of course, it also has a place within the bipedal locomotion and floor entrance and exit category. You will learn why when you study the platform a little bit closer. So to everyone who's hoping to engage with the video resource library, I look forward to seeing you on the platform and ultimately working together with you in one capacity or another in developing your ongoing movement practice and your movement education into the future.